YouTube! What's poppin'? We back coming at you with another banger. So make sure you tap that like button. Don't be a stranger, cause it don't cost nothing, man. So why you hating? Fix your behavior and your mentality. And then the savior will take you to a whole nother versatility. So you could be compatibly getting this bag like we doing right now. Because we creating our own show, our own platform. So let me hear you say, ow! Hit that like button, man. We're bringing the information out to the people. Yeah, 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 yeah. We streaming away the evil with the positivity that we bring you. Day, night and day. Because that's how I operate, man. I don't just stay in one format. I got many different forms that I could play with because people appreciate my greatness, my honesty, the blunt. I'm taking this whole streaming thing off. We going up, we going up, we going up. Yes, indeed. So please, boss, if you don't mind, hit that like button. We all here to share our common likes and to make sure that we getting along. Let's make it clear because two wrongs don't make a right. And we want to be right over here. We don't want to be strong and wrong. Evil is evil no matter what's the race or the gender. You know what I'm saying? We all belong on the cinder block. Because when it comes to Judgment Day, it's only one God. So he's the one that will judge. And no one else. So don't believe or be deceived by these times that we're living in because we know a lot of people got these snake tendencies and they don't want to see a brother make it or be able to do it on his own. They want to hold you back. They want to put you under the jail, Jack. Under, amigo. Hit that like button, te gusta. I speak it in different language. What you Chinese? Ni hao. Ha ha. Yeah. We been getting ready, y'all. Yao Ming Chow Cho Cho. Ho. So, without further ado, I'm here to bring you another story, another topic for the views. YouTube, we here, man. We live. It's a beautiful day. How you doing? How you doing? I'm just great. I'm just fine. I'm here. I'm like wine. The way I age, I stay in shape. And I don't got time because the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, baby. And I got to get mine. So don't pick and choose. Don't try to be selective when I'm bringing you the information to protect it. Come on, man. There's too many children, women out here. They selective. They politicking. They looking for the weak targets. But we not gonna get it misinformed because we just started. So make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, engage. Because today we got a lot going on. I mean, what day in America do we live in where we can say and we can praise and we can preach evil and people just let you say it? It's no more shame in the game, god damn it. We just seen a white man get killed, and so up there in Portland, yeah, where we know, Seattle, Portland, that whole area is going down. The politicians, they letting it be a drug-free market now, and we see how that's working. The people are under attack. The police don't want to help them. Nobody got their back. We all out here, out in the open, one way or another, waiting for the attack. So we got to protect each other, the ones that understand we got to keep it cool. We got to keep it positive. We got to be good because this thing right here is turning into a medieval chapter in America. I mean, we just seen a white man get slayed, and then the jury acquits the, the savage after? How? Because freedom of speech, the last time I checked, you allowed to believe and to operate however you want to be. But when it comes to a white man and him having pride in his uh dreams, now it's an issue. Yo, what's up, chat? We here, man. I see y'all in the building. Please hit that like button. Subscribe so we could get to this information and get it out. This is what helps me thrive. It don't cost you nothing, so hit it now. Please just hit the like button, man. What you waiting for? Let's do it. I'm trying to give these people this good information because they using it against you and they grifting. Just like with the Nolan case. When it comes to Black Death, the whole world wants to be getting involved and telling us how we supposed to protest and how we supposed to be mad and shame white people because it's all their fault because of slavery. Well, god damn it, a white man just got killed and won't nobody say nothing because they saving these. They captain saving and they picking and choosing. But you know what? We ain't playing. We putting it out there, man. Out there in Portland, it's like a free society right now. There's no control, no order. It's straight chaos. And people is going insane, man. So because of this, white man had his beliefs. And he didn't feel like black people was equal to him. And he degraded that man and called him a nigger. He thought it was okay to kill this white man, and so did the jury. So did the government, so did the system, and they let him off. They let him get away with it. God damn it. Listen, man, of course, history is history. But how can you be mad at a whole race of people and say that they are all just trash and that they are all out to get you? Like, you guys are angry, you are mad, and you want everybody to be mad with you, and we get it. But when do we get over the hump? It's been hundreds and hundreds of years now. Like, we got to wake up. We got too much opportunities at our feet to be screaming and be trying to get people to right wrongs. Maybe if we take care of ourselves and our women and our children, then we could be complete. But until then, we will continue to see the defeat, the agony, the anger, and the egregious behavior getting transferred from the adults to these babies because nobody wanted to speak out against the violence when it's the shoe on the other foot. When black people are doing things to white people and giving them hell and showing up at their doorstep, well, it's all good. It's all, our country. They got to deal with it. When we want to be calling them honkies and crackers and using that language, it's all good. Nobody's mad at you. We are allowed to be racist as black people, but now the government is calling it out, and so are other black people because we see that it's changing our communities and it's evil. People are celebrating the deaths of whites. Why? Why are you celebrating death? The same problems that we had with the YNs when it came to Chicago and drill in New York and what they was doing when they was saying Tuka and Duck and all of the names Brick that we all know because they kept saying them and F them and even making their moms and parents want to suffer. Dig them up, make them die again, all of them lyrics, right? Now when the shoe is on the other foot, and we see white people dying instead of us being mature saying, hey, even though it is what it is, we don't want to see things go that way. We don't want to see it go that far because it's a white person. Now they deserve to die like a dog in the street because we know white people are going to be the minority within the next few years. So this is why all of these things are being set in the pretense of being put into place because people don't care anymore. People are not in it for the right reasons. They just want to stare and find somebody to blame and somebody to believe in and try to say what is right as what is wrong. The last time I checked, killing equals evil. That's demons. Now, yes, in the Bible, there were times when things were maybe ordained and necessary, like If you're under threat and you're actually being attacked, that's a different thing. Self-defense is not killing. What I'm talking about is when you're angry and you can walk away, but you do not choose that. You choose the opposite. You choose to put down the white man because of all of the years of what our people went through. And we get it, but that is not justified. Slavery is not a reason for you to be evil to white people. It's just not. Because if that was the way it was designed, then we would end up doing the same thing by proxy. That's just human nature. That's just the way the mind works, man. You know, when you get too much power, you get tempted. It's only very select few rich people who have things at their reach where they can do whatever they want and they don't use it for evil or to defeat other people. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you. Jesus loves you too. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. We rocking. You already know we here, man. We're divided, man. It's gender more than it is race now. Race used to be the biggest, and it's still one of the biggest, but we are more divided as Americans through gender than race right now today. And even when you see like the LGBT, they play a part in it because now it even goes into what gender you like. You know what I'm saying? That is gonna put you on, make you certain targets and make you enemies that you don't even have, right? Because of just what you like. Like you might not even be against straight or whatever, gay, but if if you are gay or if you are straight now, you might have a target on your back because that's just the way it is now. That's just the way that they are trapping and trying to trick people. So they using what you like against you now to make you submit. So they know if you straight and you like women, then it's like, okay, well, you're gonna have to, especially as a black man, you're gonna have to get a black woman. So now we're gonna train the black woman to train the black man and just be having control over him or trying to break him and make him operate the way you want him to in society, because we know that white women use the black women for femininity and to push that agenda, in the 90s, 70s, all of that stuff. So we ain't gonna pretend and then act like we don't know what's going on, man. I'm telling you, this is the times that we living in. You gotta basically act like the opposite sex don't even exist, just for you to get through and for you to have longevity, because it's just so the relations between race and between men and women in America right now, you know, they are dividing us. Like we dividing ourselves, but also they are trying to use fear now and trying to make people angry. So now we could be like, yo, women are killing men, men are killing women, we going to war, so let's go. And it's like, no, evil is evil. Evil is going to always do what it does. So now you got to do the opposite. I just spread love and I pay attention to those who pay attention to me. And I know who my audience, I know who my crowd is, I know who I got to speak to, who I got to target, so that I can produce justice in my own way for these kids and for these babies that trying to grow up and say what need to be said, because a lot of people is not, keeping their word, and it's fake. You know what I'm saying? They saying one thing and they doing a whole nother because that's what they trying to portray, a snake. And when you start to realize what's going on and you call it out, now they're gonna feel some type of way and try to make you feel like you the animal now, you the monster, you the savage, all because you saying and you doing what you've been seeing going on, the way they been moving. It's like women have turned on men, and it's not all wholeheartedly they fault, because they've been sold dreams to believe in, they only want to be with the richest or the most elite, you know what I'm saying? And the average are not gonna be on those terms. So they're gonna look at you and they're gonna have you, doing and jumping through rings and jumping through hoops that you don't necessarily need to, because they want you to do what they want you to do. They want to train you and have you, you know, engage in their agenda. We seen it. Toxic masculinity, you know. Yeah, it's the social media. That's what I was just saying. They said it's toxic masculinity, so that's what they had to use to make men be confused and to be blind and to make it seem like, oh, we're all bad because we're masculine, when it's like, no, there's no such thing, because where's toxic femininity coming at? Women are doing the same thing men are doing now. They're just using any type of category, and they're trying to use these sciences, but it's not facts. Of course, men can be toxic, women can be toxic. It works both ways. But the focus was toxic masculinity for the last 10 years, to try to weaken men and try to get them to think the way that women would think. So we said, okay, that's fair. We want to learn. We want to at least hear what you got to say. And, women took that and they ran with it. And then it became, now anytime a man does anything that a woman says is not right, or what she claims is toxic. And it's like, hold up, but women, they doing shit too. They be knocking dudes out, putting their hands on brothers, getting dudes beat up. Like, the rules ain't, listen, man, the rules is for the fools, man. The real men, we gonna do whatever we pick and choose, because we see it's selective. Only certain people is getting, persecuted and having to live this destiny and be, going through it the way that we are, because, it ain't nothing left in me to keep seeing these stories and people losing their life. But then it's like, well, they only want to search for certain ones, and they only want to bring attention and bring certain cases to the light, while everybody else is still trying to come back and still trying to get to life and still going through what they're going through and trying to give that an opportunity in this world. Like, that's what they doing, bro. So I'm not the type to be trying to force and preach and get people to, understand and move in a sequence. It's like every man for themselves now. That's basically what the world is coming to. People don't even realize it, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. We going, it's gonna be outlawed, like it's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? You think people is with you until you turn around and then shit. You be left out there for dead, you be a shrimp in the sea about to shrivel. They gonna eat. Sharks could smell that blood in the water from a mile away. So shit, we gonna see, man. This is how they treating it. No, they not letting people peek and get in because they wanna defeat it. They defeated the purpose. It's no more dating. It's not working. More people are losing their life being attacked. And of course, when it comes to black people, we are going to be at the highest, risk and rates of that, because there's no justice, of course, in most cases. So, we understand, we're not lost. We know exactly what's going on. And, this is why we stream, because we can always record and we can always have people see and view and pick and choose what's right and what's wrong, instead of trying to perform and make people feel like, they got to put on, or they got to do extra work. It's like, why the hell do I have to work harder as a man? Hell no. If I got to work harder, I'm going to just work smarter. Than fuck it. I don't want to go with, my race, because I got to prove to them that I'm good, or prove that, I have value, and, they should give me an opportunity or put me in position or give me a space. Like, nah, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their race. Everybody got their ways that they trying to give back, and they trying to get, and they trying to get to that, you know what I'm saying, point. you know what I'm saying, of success. You know, it's a waiting game sometimes, but it'll work out. You know, you got to be able to see what's coming next. You got to predict it. You know, you got to be the best. You got to be on top. You know, they want you living in that prison cell. They want you to rot like an egg, my nigga. Green eggs and ham, you hear me? But I'm in the spot, god damn it, I'm doing what I do because I'm that man and I already knew, you know what I'm saying? The time, the plan, everything, the strategy. Come on, man. You see how I grew and I came through and I grabbed all of these subs, views, live streams. Poof. You know what I'm saying? It's just going crazy, man. They see the truth, they know it. I'm true and living. That's why I'm just doing my thing. I'm going through the motions, you know, hitting it like a home run. But they can't get none. They can't get none of one and none. I'm stunting like my daddy, baby. We just having fun. We heating up, man. 20-minute mark. Let's go. Subscriber gang. YouTube Nation. We here, man. We here to stay, man. They tried to kick us out. They tried to get me out the way. They tried to trick me out my spot. But I'm here today, and I tell you, I love what I got. I love what I do. I love my people, and I love you. Thank you for hitting that like button, too. I love that. Because that is really ultimate, the ultimate proof that I have what it takes to grind up and to get through. What up, what up, what up, my people? You know, we back, we here, we talking the truth, man. It done went down up there in Portland where, you know, white man got stabbed over freedom of speech, you know, and now this dude he can't rest in peace because his killer gets acquitted. Like, how do they keep on letting these killers and all of these people who got all of these charges back into the community? Like, it's not making sense. Somewhere down the line, somewhere, something is wrong to where, you know, they are not keeping this stuff, you know, at a said, how can I say, decorum. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just no more integrity, man. You know, there's no warning, there's no respect. It's just like, oh, me and you get into it, now I gotta kill you because I don't know if you're gonna try to kill me next. It's like, well, I think he had called him a racial slur, allegedly. I don't know. I didn't see the video. I just seen the story. I think he said the N-word, but I'm like, even if he called you the N-word, now you could get away with killing somebody. Like, that's just a little bit of you know, that's a little far left right there because it's like, you know, I get it, it's a verbal attack, but you still have your life. Like, it might be traumatic, you know, it might be disrespectful, distasteful, all of those things, right? But nobody deserved to die over a word. Like, I just don't believe that. I will never feel like that's justice being produced. And when we see the community and the jury who is coinciding and going along with that, I would, you know, uh, reach out and, you know, I will push for investigation to go into and see, you know, how did these things transpire? You know, how did they even let that be the premise? You know, in that situation, it's like, how's that even an option? So, you know, we got to talk about it, man. We got to bring it to the streets. We got to let the people, you know, weigh the topic out, try to restore balance. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're saying that if a black person does the same thing to a white or Asian, that they should be killed. Like, that's what you're saying. If it come to words, because you know our mouth is slick and crazy. If we say something now and we trigger somebody and they kill us, hey, it should be able to go down because we doing the same thing. So that's what I'm saying. We got to be realer about, how we conversing and how we deal with, you know, our people out here, man, because we hurting, man, all of us, all for one for all. I don't like to see no crime. I don't like to see no mothers crying, nobody hurting. We just got to get along, man. It's not worth it, to keep going on and keep coming out here and people is getting their life took over senseless, words, parking spaces, things that we can get more of. It's not dire need. Like, it's no reason, man. But they're trying to make it seem like, you know, blacks are hurting whites, whites are hurting blacks. And it's all a bunch of nonsense. They trying to sell and they're trying to get clout. Like, that's just what it is. That's a fact. You know, they get high off of that. They're riding their high horse high and mighty. And it's sad. About to go charge and be back. It's a new guy. Battery acting up. I'm about to go back here. Hopefully the Wi-Fi be a little bit better. It's about to go out. But I'm going nowhere. Get back over there. Let's cook. Cook-a-thon. Doesn't matter what. Yo, what? Oh, I'm streaming. Like, what are you talking about? Like, see, this is the problem. You know what I'm saying? And finding other people's reading and what they're doing. Like, I'm streaming. Why you couldn't accept that? I know that this is not a real, actual occupation, but for me it is because that's how I'm making, that's how I'm living. It may be different for the next person, but like, why are you trying to tear down my dreams and the way I'm living? You see, that's the problem. I ain't bothering nobody.
just document, my daily endeavors and whatnot. It's like bodybuilding, this is part of my life. This is part of the spotlight. I'm saying stepping on that stage and being able to maintain the composure, have that confidence and still, make it. Because a lot of people will quit if they was in a position they had to take this on, this style, way of living. I'm just performing and must be good at it because I kept true for whatever the time may be. I just do because I'm not good at it and I keep people in tune and watching, looking at it. Hey, who knew? head lean or right here? Am I good right here? Oh, okay. I didn't know. bracket. I feel like I got at least 5 or 6 on my wrist. It's really been killing me lately. What's going on? Been over an hour on this one right here. I'm still live on my other page. No registration. That's good. I think I should cut this one off now. Let it charge.